Perfect. Okay. Hi everyone. Thanks for having me for a start. I think this will be probably very different to the other presentations you see, but hopefully I can help it make sense. So, Flock, we are a young, London-based insurtech startup. We're focusing on the drone industry. Hopefully, big data-driven risk intelligence for drones doesn't just sound like as many buzzwords as we can squeeze into a sentence. They do make sense. Hopefully you'll understand by the end of this presentation what they mean. So, we actually started as a drone company, basically a big data company that wants to analyse and understand drone flight risk. And we almost inevitably and accidentally became an insurtech company over the past year through the process by virtue of being in London, by virtue of some of the amazing talent that's so close to our office, and realising that we actually proposed a huge solution in this space. What is the drone industry? It's not just people flying drones for fun after Christmas. It's agriculture, it's inspections and claims. Oh, it's a stopped video. It is... Oh boy. It's photography, it's videography, and so on. It's a massively growing industry. There are thousands of commercial pilots in the UK today, hundreds of thousands of hobbyists in the UK, and it's due to be a $127 billion industry by 2020, according to PwC. So what's the problem that we identified in the drone industry? The problem is that it's very difficult, in fact it's impossible currently, to accurately quantify drone flight risk. Identifying drone flight risk is hard, quantifying it is currently impossible. What do I mean by drone flight risk? I mean collisions with air hazards, so commercial airliners, for example. Collisions with ground hazards, that's schools, it's prisons, it's airports, it's tall buildings, and obviously collisions with people, right? If you're putting a drone, which is effectively a big piece of metal with spinning razor blades, in the air, above people's heads, rightly so people will be concerned, and rightly so people have identified that these are risks that need to be addressed. And it's a problem for operators. So this is a huge problem for multiple stakeholders in the space, right? You can't identify and quantify these risks accurately. Operators are the people who fly drones. But in a few years' time, operators will not be people, they'll be the drones themselves. These machines will be flying themselves. And operators want to be able to identify risks when they fly. They want to know that they're near a school and that school is about to open. They want to know that the weather's going to become worse in the next 15 minutes whilst their drone's in the sky. Because otherwise, stuff like this happens, and we've all seen it, it's all over the place, it's barely a week goes by that you don't see something like this in the news. There have been an increasing number of incidents, airports have been closed, and already hundreds of millions of dollars worth of damage has been done globally in terms of lost business opportunity because of disruption caused by the drone industry. So don't get me wrong, the drone industry is phenomenal, poses a number of benefits, but also a number of risks. And this is also a problem for the insurance industry, which is why I'm here, obviously. Insurers make money by accurately quantifying risk and therefore selling premiums that are sensibly priced. But if you can't identify and quantify risk, it's very difficult to do so. So the insurance industry has been taking a relatively old-fashioned approach to drones up until, well, now, hopefully. And I'm going to show you what we're doing to fix these problems. So what we're doing at Flock is we're using big data, real-time data, to quantify drone flight risk and provide really neat insurance solutions to drone pilots, thereby curing the problem of operators not being able to identify and quantify risk, but also fixing the problem for insurers as well. And I'll tell you how we do it. So there are three main steps. I'll take you through each step. Hopefully this makes sense. The first step, we collect data. Like I said at the beginning, we are really a data company. And we collect a lot of data at the time of flight. We collect operator profile data. So who are you? How many flights have you flown? What kind of experience do you have? And so on. We collect every conceivable detail about your drone. So how much does it weigh? How high does it fly? How fast does it fly? How wind resistant is it? And so on. And finally, we collect a huge amount of environment data. So not just where are you, but how close are you to a school, and what's the hyperlocal real-time weather doing at the exact time you fly. But more than that, what's it going to do in 15 minutes time? What's it going to do in half an hour's time or an hour's time? We understand also geotemporal data. So not just are you near a school, but is that school about to open, and therefore will there be a flood of children and parents into that school, which is relevant for drone flight risk. So we've built basically a massive data aggregator that can pull this information in real time. Step two, we analyze a flight plan. And the way that we've done this is we basically said, okay, we've got all this data, but what does it mean? It's just big data, but it's not how big your data is, it's how you use it, right? So what we do is we feed it into a set of algorithms that we've built over the past year and a bit. And we started this project at Imperial College London, at the Data Science Institute. We were basically an academic research project based there with some funding from Innovate UK and others. And over the past year, we've got some of the world leading drone experts in a room together, and we've said, guys, we've got this data, how do we turn this into meaningful risk? Right, so we've built a set of algorithms that can take data that's, or take activity that's taking place in real time and convert that into risk. And the output, and the third step of the master plan, is this quantified risk metric. And this is our IP, really. This is what we've built. We're the first company in the world to output a universal risk metric for the drone industry. And this risk metric determines how much damage can be caused to your surroundings by your flight. So that took a while for us to complete, and we built a team around it, and we've got an amazing technology team and a data scientist and so on. But what do we do with it? We, for the last year, have been speaking with the insurance industry quite closely, and we are unbelievably excited to have partnered with Allianz, which is obviously the world-leading aviation insurance company, to provide our first product, which is pay-as-you-fly insurance for drones. Sounds confusing. I'll take you through what this actually means, and I'll give you a quick demonstration of what it looks like. So, I'm going to hope that this works. This presentation was put together rather last minute, so say a prayer. What we do is we provide operators, whether they're commercial operators or recreational operators, with a very easy-to-use mobile application so they can understand their environment in real time. We give them a flight zone, so this is a large circle, and they can fly anywhere inside it. And we identify hazards. So we identify that you're flying near a school or a prison or an airport. We identify that you're flying near a busy road, and that road is coloured red, and the deeper the red, the more high risk the road. So we're trying to present you with a real-time understanding of your environment and actually help you fly safely in the process. And what we produce is this risk-dependent price. So this is what we've achieved with Allianz. We've actually taken our risk metric and we've converted it into a price. With the backing of Allianz, we can now provide flight-specific insurance. And hopefully, it works like this. If you are in a specific area and you move around to a low-risk area, your price will update. This area is clearly lower risk, and therefore you have a lower price. If we move to a lower-risk area still, like the middle of a park with just a very small road, your price is now £5. Click that to insure, and now you can fully customize your insurance. So you can choose your cover duration, choosing 2 hours in this case. You can choose your public liability limit, anywhere up to 10 million, and then you confirm that you want to buy your policy. At this point, we instantly generate your policy documents. We show you how much it costs. We ask you to confirm that you understand exactly what you're doing. We tell you what's covered. We tell you what's not covered. We tell you the conditions of your flight. We help you understand the claims process, confirm and pay. And at this point, we are generating a policy document specific to that flight and those circumstances. And we provide them to you on the spot through your mobile phone, and we start this countdown. The video stops there, but the countdown will run, and you have 30 seconds to go and set up your drone flight, and off you go. So we've made purchasing insurance for quite a complicated activity, like flying a robot, as simple as ordering an Uber. Well, bad day to choose that example. I'm very unhappy about that. So, what does this actually mean for the industry? It's all nice razzle-dazzle, buzzwords and so on, but we do actually propose some quite serious benefits to the drone industry, and we think we're going to become quite significant enablers in this space internationally. Here's why. The first, we're incredibly price competitive, right? If you want to buy drone insurance at the moment and you're a safe, reliable flyer, you are compensating the fact that some other people, a very small percentage of people, are awful, unsafe flyers. Right now, with Flock, you are rewarded for flying safely, so we have incredibly price competitive policies, and starting from £5 a flight for commercial pilots is obviously quite exceptional. No one else on earth can achieve that. Second, fully customized policies at the point of paying. No other company in Europe can achieve anything similar. And finally, risk reduction is built into the system. We help you fly safely, we encourage a zero claims industry, and as a result, we pass savings on to our consumers ultimately. Now, one interesting thing about the fact that we do this all through a mobile phone in real time and we have this real-time data coming in is that our algorithms can get more and more intelligent. So if we start noticing trends between wind speed and a certain type of drone crashing regularly, we can update our algorithms as a result and constantly be at the absolute leading edge in terms of how accurate our pricing is and how well you can deliver value to customers. Quick look at the commercial drone insurance market, because I see a lot of sceptical faces when I talk about drone insurance. The drone industry is obviously growing exponentially, and its insurance for commercial drone use is compulsory. Anywhere in Europe, China, Canada, if you are flying commercially, you have to have insurance, and therefore the insurance industry is pegged to the size of the drone industry itself. Quick overview of Flock, just so people know who we are, and we're not just kind of messing around. We've raised £500,000 from a variety of sources. Our investors range from London-based VCs like Downing Ventures, through to RGA Ventures, which is an amazing design and branding consultancy, and they've helped us design the app and the experience of it, all the way through to a syndicate of brilliant angels, including experts in big data, the automotive industry, and so on. And we've also got the rubber stamp of government, which is always good when you're doing something which straddles two quite complex regulatory spaces, the insurance industry and the drone industry, both heavily regulated and both changing very, very quickly. So to have Ordnance Survey on our side and to have won 3 grants from Innovate UK, it's a huge help. Finally, quick overview of the team. So myself as CEO, from a predominantly academic background. Anton, who spent time at Audi, is our founder, and he's brought a lot of the concepts from the kind of automotive and smart automotive industry into the drone space with him. And our chairman, and the kind of the grey hair in the company who keeps us on the straight and narrow when we want to spend lots of money on fancy things, is Martin Smith, and he's actually the global CFO of Avis, which is obviously one of the Fortune 500 company out in the States. So what do we do with all of this? As you might have guessed, our vision isn't necessarily limited to the drone industry. We think we've built a technology stack, an insurance stack that enables quite intelligent things to happen down the line as the world becomes a more complicated place. In the next few years, we at Flock really strongly expect to see drones regularly in our skies, driverless cars on our streets, and robots in our homes. And all of these innovations, whilst incredible and bringing a whole range of benefits, also bring with them a whole range of new and difficult to quantify risks. And what we've done in Flock is we've identified and we've quantified those risks for the drone industry. We've demonstrated that we can build an insurance product, and what we want to do going forward is actually bring the same principles, the same kind of technology and ideas to the autonomous future. So, with that, I look forward to the Q&A, and really excited to hear what you guys think.